I'm not trying to be a pessimist. And I don't want to crush your hopes and dreams. I just want to give you the honest truth as how I see it and back it up with some numbers. And that fact is becoming a famous Twitch streamer is nearly impossible. I didn't say completely impossible because I don't like dealing in absolutes.
Hello there.
You could plug away for countless hours, just grinding and grinding, trying to make a name for yourself. And after you invested so much time and resources and you're a couple years down the road, you might find that you have barely made a dent. And I just want to break it down to you from the numbers I'm seeing from the existing Twitch streamers and showing you, can I make a living off of becoming a Twitch streamer? And what do I need to do to get there? And is it even possible or worth my time? So let's dive in. Now, this chart shows you the growth in viewers and streams. Now, viewer growth is on par with stream growth because a lot of people who watch Twitch want to make it big on Twitch. So they're also streaming as they become viewers. The important line to look at here is that light gray ratio line that shows a declining amount of viewers per one live channel, which means it is harder for new streamers to grow. And not just new streamers, streamers who have been at it for a while and who are still seeing low numbers are also working against the current. Bigger streamers are growing faster and smaller streamers are seeing more challenges than ever. Now, in this next graph, we're seeing our active broadcasters and the concurrent channels. Concurrent channels means at any one moment on Twitch, these are roughly the amount of channels that are live, and it's around 103,000. But the number of active channels are 8.49 million. That means over the month, there are 8.49 million channels that are going live and are wanting to obviously increase in viewership and show content to the people who are actively watching. Now, those 8.49 million people are actively fighting on Twitch for a chance to be viewed. And Twitch isn't built like a search algorithm. It's not a YouTube, it's not Google. You don't just type in a search query and you're given like the best result in terms of, this is the search query I'm feeling. I want to know how to do this. Here's the best result. You're jumping in there and the user interface of Twitch shows you the channels with the top viewers, or it shows you the top games that are being viewed. And so you're actively being shown the best people already. Now, if you want to find new people, if you want to find people who don't have a big following, you're going to have to do your own filtering in there to actually find them. And most people aren't doing that. Most viewers are jumping in to watch their favorite streamer or to watch who's growing and who's big already. And it's very hard for people who don't have an audience to even grow. Now, YouTube videos are a great counterpoint to Twitch. People go on there, they're either typing in a search query, and then they're given a set of results for videos that best match that search query. Could be videos with very little views, could be videos with tons of views. You have a much better chance with those YouTube search algorithms. Or people are jumping on to watch their favorite YouTuber that they've subscribed to. Or they're jumping on and they're watching a video that they like, and then they're being fed a lot of additional results of similar content pieces. And again, this similar content isn't something that needs to be someone who's been around for years and already has a massive following. They go off a few different metrics of, there's the click-through rate from the thumbnail, or the view-through rate of people who actually watch the video. There's a lot of metrics that really help new YouTubers have a strong chance at growing. Twitch isn't the same. Twitch instead heavily promotes people who already have an existing audience or who already have large followings, large active viewers. Now let's talk a little bit more about finances and the possibility of making a livable wage on Twitch. Now, I looked through the top 1,000 Twitch streamers by subscriber count, and I started to evaluate them. It's not good to look at the top even 100 because a lot of those people have been around for years. A lot of those people also have partnership deals, sponsorship deals. They have a lot of additional income coming in. But I wanted to look at the top 1,000 and specifically at that bottom of the top 1,000 Twitch streamers by subscriber count. And we can see from the leaked Twitch data that there are millions of dollars being given to the obviously top Twitch streamers. And again, those are not going to be a part of this analysis because when you make it that big, there's just compounding money you can just make through multiple different channels, not even through Twitch, just so much money that you can be making there. But again, getting to that point, Is it impossible? So looking at that top 1,000, here is someone who is right at that bottom of the top 1,000 list. Now you can see she currently has 1,370 active subscribers. Twitch partners make roughly 50% of subscriber donations, and it goes up to 60% for tier 2 and 70% for tier 3. But here you can see only 6 are tier 2. So even if we take the 1,370 subscribers at the typical cost of $4.99 for each subscriber, because that's the cost of a tier 1 sub without factoring random discounts, we'll just blanket it and say $5 for a tier 1 subscriber. So 1,370 subs times 2.5, because again, she would get 50% of the money each of those subscribers paid. So $2.50, that equals about $3,425 a month, which equates to about $41,000 a year. And let's just say taxes are being taken out of that, and let's round it to, let's say $4,600 are being taken out for taxes for that tax bracket. She has $36,500 in annual income for her Twitch subscribers. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That she sits in the top 1,000 of Twitch streamers by that subscriber count, and that's actually pretty good. But let's take a deeper dive. And now here's the tough part. She's been streaming since 2006. And again, that's when this data started showing. So she could have been streaming even before that. But this data starts in 2006. And granted, Twitch's growth didn't really start taking off until 2018 and then skyrocketed in 2020. But she was in really early, pretty much on the ground floor for a while. And now looking at these additional metrics, you can see in that time frame, she streamed an average of 5 hours per day. This is honestly a pretty good average, because I started to vet several others, and some had been like, they would stream an average of 3 hours a day, which is way good. Some were like 6, 7, 8 hours per day. Again, she's probably that good median of like 5 hours per day is what she's streaming. And this is still a significant chunk of time. She wasn't making $36,000 a year until recently, which means she needed other means of supporting her life until now, because now is when she started making the most money because of the Twitch growth recently. Now, according to MIT, in 2019, the livable wage for the United States is $68,000 per year for a family of 4 with 2 actively working adults. So let's say you cut that in half because you're only one working adult and you don't have kids. You got $34,000 a year. So back then, the streamer could have survived in 2019 because she was making a livable wage. But that's also based on her current income for what we're seeing right now in 2022, which she didn't even have as a high a subscriber count 6 months ago. So let's go back to one of our earlier charts. Right now, you want to be Twitch famous and get into the top 1,000 streamers, and you're battling against 8.49 million people. So your odds of being in the top 1,000 are 0.012%. And I'm rounding up, of course. But you might say, hey, not all 8.5 million people are going to be in it to be famous, and they're not putting in the grind. So, okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you're not like them, and you are putting in the effort. Let's cut it in half. 4.25 million. Now your odds are 0.024% chance of becoming Twitch famous. I'm rounding up, of course. And let's say you're active on social. Let's say you're in the Discord, you're grinding, you're trying to build a community. You're taking it even a step further than those other 4.25 million people. So let's cut that number in half again. So let's say now you're up against 2.212 million people. Now your odds are 0.048%. I am rounding up, of course. Now there is more revenue than just Twitch subscribers. You're dealing with bits, you're dealing with donations, and again, that is still, I feel like, a small part of the amount. A majority of your money is going to come from Twitch subs. And even at that point, you can't take into account partnerships and sponsorships. Those honestly aren't going to come until you do have a strong following. So don't say like, hey, if I hit 100 subs or I hit 100 subscribers, like, I'm going to be sponsored. Like, you might get free products and things like that. You're not going to get paid sponsorships. I mean, I can't say no. Maybe, sure, maybe. But people aren't going to pay you a lot until you have a strong following. So you can't count on that revenue. And to put it in perspective, also at the bottom of that top 1,000 list, again, it changes day to day. You have TSM Myth with about the same 1,369, 70 subscribers. So, and he was big several years ago, and he's kind of declined in terms of the number of subscribers he's had. So that goes to show, even if you make it big, there's still a chance you can just drop down again. I just want to be clear that becoming a famous Twitch streamer is still a real possibility, but it is very, very difficult, especially to do it through Twitch alone. Very few streamers got famous solely because of Twitch. Most were either professional gamers or were actively spending a lot of time competing in competitions to get famous. Ninja even mentions this. Like, hey, if you want to blow up on Twitch, you got to compete. You got to be really good at the games. And you can't just also be playing the next biggest game, the one that has tons of viewers, because that's going to be super saturated. There's going to be lots of people trying to do the same thing. Sometimes you got to jump in onto smaller games first that you think might blow up, try and build that following there, and then move on to some of the larger games. Again, he even showed that when you jump games, you're going to lose viewers and you're going to lose subscribers because people are sometimes wanting to watch one specific game. You have to accept that, and you have to learn to grow. Sometimes it takes a month, 2 months to even get back to those original numbers if you're switching games like that. And even then, the other people who have gotten famous, they have had followers from other channels. It wasn't just them growing on Twitch. It was either Snapchat, it was TikTok, it was YouTube, and they pulled those followers into Twitch. And they were already famous from other areas, and they were able to grow their Twitch following after the fact. And so, again, solely using Twitch isn't effective. So focus on creating YouTube content, focus on creating TikTok content, start curating different channels, start growing in those areas because those algorithms are much more friendly to new and growing users. And their algorithms are much more likely to serve your content. So utilize those channels, grow there, and then you can move it over to Twitch. So if you want to become famous on Twitch, be smart about it, be realistic. There are hundreds of channels telling you the quick and easy tips to grow your Twitch following, but it's not easy and it's not quick. And sometimes they're not realistic about it. So be smart about your goals and utilize all the channels available to you, and then make a smart decision on whether or not you think you can invest the time to become famous on Twitch. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for coming to my Twitch talk.